Beauty's life. Dirty pants, clean body. Dirty pants, clean body.
Come on. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Wednesday Night Live with me, coming live into your eyes and ears directly from Windy Bottom here in the fabulous Peak District National Park. And it is nothing less than an orgasmic joy to be in your company again, each and every one of you. I'm so excited about it. I really am. And I really need a drink. Excuse me. Cheers. Your very good health. Bottoms up. Up yours. Beauty is light. Light is life. Dirty pants. Clean body. Oh God, I'm such a child. How are you all, darlings? I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a fabulous day. I am knackered with a capital knack, and I'm about to become even more knackered. I got up, went straight out, went to the yard, we piddled about in the yard for a bit. Mustard brought me back. We did some stuff, we had lunch. By the time he went, I pretty much had to go straight to work. I've not had a chance to do any washing up. All of the pots are still there. I've just swept them off the table so that there's some sort of degree of cleanliness for you fine people, because I knew you were coming round. You haven't taken me by surprise or anything. And then I've got to do the washing up after this. And then I've got to edit today's daily diary, and I've got to get that uploaded, and it's going to be a long one because it covers lunch. The lunch video is going to be part of it. And then I've got to get to bed, and I've got to get up even earlier tomorrow because Mustard will be outside tooting his little horn with some vigour at an ungodly hour of the morning, because we're going down to Coventry to view and, if all goes well, buy a car. And God, not enough hours in the day, darlings. Anyway, how are you all? Let's see who we've got. Steve Cole, good evening. Matt, aka the rather eventful adventures of Stickman, good evening. The lovely Joe Cox, who hopes that this evening finds you all well, and also that you all had a fabulous day. So that's nice. Liz wrote a message and then thought better of it and retracted it. She probably called me a tosser. Hello again, you lovely people, says Barry, who we also know as that guy from SETI Alpha 5. And the 5 is in Roman numerals, and I think that's important. Did I actually have a drink? I'm not sure that I did. I'm bloody well going to now, though. Oh, and is Simon here? Because there's going to be a... Hello? There's going to be a folder update. Oh, God. I mean, it's just too much excitement, really. It is too much excitement for one live stream. That's what it is. I bet you're all clutching your little tinkles, aren't you? Well, Foot Guy will be if he's here. That was the funniest ending ever last night. Jaden is here, Everything Cars, and says evening all. And, a message that Liz hasn't retracted. Hello, everyone. Hope you're okay. Back when the intro music is over. Hope you've all had a good day, and bye for now. Hello, you beautiful people, says Neil Gibbons, the lovely Neil. How are we? Are we in church, asks Barry. I was thinking the same, says Neil. New live stream intro, says Joe. And, worship at the altar of Boaty. Why not? Cheeseburger's here and says good evening all. Rob is here and says good evening, you lovelies. And I completely forgot to reply to your message, Rob. I'm sorry about that. I'm crap at replying to messages. I either reply like instantly with a really too long reply, or I don't reply for days on end. I think you were just saying that everything's set up for Monday and everything's all good our end, sir. We're all saying good evening to Cheeseburger. Boaty's Blue Peter moment, says Cheeseburger. Takes a glass of wine out of the fridge. Here's one I prepared earlier. Do you know what it was, Cheeseburger? I was so tired last night that I couldn't finish my glass of wine. So I put it in I was a sensible boy. I knew I had to be up early this morning. I put my glass of wine in the fridge, ready for today, and I toddled up to bed like a good one. You buggers. You're on a horizontal wonk. You thought I wouldn't notice. You thought you'd get away with it. Ha. You've got to get up pretty early in the morning to catch me out. Well, you really haven't, because I normally stay in bed until 10 o'clock. I won't be doing that tomorrow, unfortunately. Now then, Pingu is with us and says, clean buttocks, the best sort. I do like a clean buttock. And chocolate whizway, says Barry. And I'm quite fond of one of those now. Oh, Liz is back and assumes that we're tune free. You are tune free, Liz, but it was a different one today. I've been doing different ones all the time, and you don't know because you don't listen to them, and you've been missing out, and you've got nobody to blame but yourself, quite frankly. Yay, long daily diary. It is going to be a long one. It is going to be a long one. It is going to be a long one. I mean, and it's going to be a long one. Get me out of it. I'm in a loop. Help me, somebody. Right, that should do it. Oh, dear. That was quite invigorating, actually. The point is, I've got to get it done before I go to bed. You know, I actually thought I shouldn't do a live stream tonight. I've got all the tidying up to do from lunch. I've got to get the daily diary done tonight, because no chance of doing it in the morning. I'm being collected at the crack of dawn. And then I thought, no, I can't do that. I would miss you all too much. I am very, very fond of you people. And I love the fact that you are part of my daily life. I'm sorry I'm scratching myself while I'm telling you how much I love and adore each and every one of you. I mean, it's not very seemly, is it? But, I just felt the need to scratch myself. I mean, it could be worse. I could be stroking a nipple. Oh, I've forgotten how good that feels, especially through this shirt, which I haven't ironed, ever. I just wash it and I hang it on a hanger. Oh, yeah. Anyway, where was I? Cheeseburger says, going to Coventry. Is it the part the Luftwaffe missed? I don't know, mate. I've got the address, but I don't know where it is. I haven't put directions in yet because Mustard will be driving on the way down, I suspect. So I've got no idea what part of Coventry it is. I do know it's an hour and 40 minutes or an hour and 45 minutes from here. So I hope the bloody car isn't a shit heap. We don't talk dairy on this channel. Well, I mean, it's true that I don't do dairy with the exception of butter. Although, because of my visitor today, I can reveal I currently have milk. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of milk left in there. And it's valid until the 18th of August. So that's what? 10 days? 10 days? So, if any of you want to come round in the next 9 or 10 days and you want a beverage that involves milk, Simon, when you watch this, I can help you out. And Simon, this will last until next Tuesday, I think. So, you could be in luck, young sir. As indeed could anybody else who wants to wobble round. And I've got tea bags as well, and posh coffee. Oh yeah, well equipped me. And I've got a choice of sugar, cubed, naturally. You can have white, if you're common, or you can have demerara, if you're a decent sort of person like what I am, what was brunged up proper. Yes, all good, mate. Monday's a go. Excellent, Rob. I am really looking forward to it, actually. Sometimes it's nice to share things. I was going to say a bath, but it's not always nice to share a bath. I'm too large to share the bath. I mean, I've done it on many occasions. I was best sharing a bath with Boo because Boo was very compact, cheap to run and easy to store. And so it wasn't too much of a problem, the pair of us sharing an all. I mean, the best bath I had was in my flat above the car showrooms. So I had a mahoosive great jacuzzi bath. You could have all fitted in there, darlings, the whole lot of you. We could have had an orgy in there. Matt says, hello Liz, just mute it until you see him sit at the table. Not bad advice, actually. The early bird catches the worm, says Matt, but the second mouse gets the cheese. And my friend Steve, aka Ollie Owls, I think he may possibly be being sarcastic here, darlings, when he said, yeah, that camera adjustment made all the difference, mate. Well, it did to me, all right? God. Honestly, the people you have to deal with. Matt says, I'll never catch up with your adventures if you cut lives out. The diaries don't appeal to me. They're a bit too much to catch up on in one day for us unworthy non-members. Yeah, well, you know, I can't be all things to all people, but I'm not going to cut out the live streams. I just told you I thought about it and I immediately dismissed it because I would miss you all too much. And I'm sorry that the diaries don't appeal to you, but they do appeal to other people. And that's just the way of things, isn't it? One man's meat is another man's poison and all of that. I mean, in fairness, I did intend the diaries to be shorter, bite-sized things, like 5 minutes maximum. And, well, I just can't help myself, it seems. Glad things are going well for you, though, and that's really kind of you, Matt. Thank you very much. That's a shame. I'd have used the milk, but I'm up on the 20th, says Joe. Bugger. Will there be any naked flesh of any kind tonight, asked James W. Well, we don't know. Now, if Foot Guy comes along again, and I was kicking myself afterwards, I should have charged him. So if he wants me to get naked or to get my foot naked, it's going to cost him 10 of the King's pounds or a channel membership. Oh, actually, no, I don't want 10 of the King's pounds as a super chat. He will have to gift 3 channel memberships. And that way we all get something out of it. Now, wouldn't it be ironic if somebody gifted a channel membership and Matt got it? And the main perk of channel membership is the daily diaries, and actually getting them daily instead of a weekly omnibus. And he wouldn't actually want that. So I suppose he could turn off the accept gifts thing. But anyway, there we are. So the nakedness, we will wait and see whether it was just a one-off visit from Foot Fetish Guy, or whether he's going to grace us with his presence again. We shall see. Cheeseburger says, should have bought long life milk. Simon, see you next Tuesday. Well, I chose an interesting time to turn up, says Adam, and good evening, everyone. I drove past your old showrooms today, says Cheeseburger. I was invited to the Edgbaston Golf Club for lunch. Oh, you posh so-and-so. I'm not being negative, says Matt. I just find them to be time sensitive. Well, that's cool. I mean, they kind of, last week, I didn't do any other videos last week, so they just replaced my normal daily videos, because there weren't any other videos, just the daily diaries. And to be honest, if things still keep being as busy as this, that might be the way that it goes, that there isn't a daily video as there used to be. There'll be the live streams and there'll be the daily diary. And but I do appreciate that if they land as an omnibus edition during the course of a Tuesday, I can see that there might be a bit much, but you know, they're there. You can dive into them if you wish to, and if you don't, you don't. I'm going to try and make them more interesting. I'm going to follow your guys' advice, and I'll feature, as much as I can, I'll feature a different card a day, and throw some stuff that will hopefully be of interest in there. But I enjoy doing the daily diaries much more than I enjoy doing the other videos, and when I get time, I'm hoping to develop them. And then for the other videos, instead of just trying to put nonsense together, I can try and make them into something a bit... Anyway, you don't need to hear all about that, do you? Where was I? Oh, that's where I was. And oh dear, Cheeseburger. If the diaries were 5 minutes long, you could watch 12. You could watch whilst knocking one out. Well, what would you do for the other 4 minutes and 50 seconds? Boaty does only feet. I'd do anything for £10 or 3 gifted channel memberships. I'll take a UFC Fight Pass subscription if anyone's treating me, says Matt. Don't mention the feet, says Joe. It seems that the internet ghost is sensitive. It does actually, doesn't it? So, are we getting socks erotica that the internet deprived us of last night, asked Liz. Only if I get paid to do it. I'm not doing it for nothing. I'm not prostituting my left foot for nothing, mate. You could do one large weekly diary if you get too busy. Might make it easier. No, but it's supposed to be a daily thing. It's supposed to be a perk for channel members. And I like doing it daily. It's just a bit awkward when you get 2 days like today and tomorrow, where I've been busy all day today, haven't had a chance to do any editing. Live stream now. I've got to try and do what I can after this finishes, which will be at midnight. I can't go on for a late one tonight. I just daren't. And then I've got to get up early tomorrow morning, so then it becomes a little bit difficult. But hey ho, it's all good. Hubby was riding an electric bike today. You could have given him tips. And you should do an omnibus like EastEnders did. Well, I did on the first week. I did actually do a full omnibus. But to be honest, that was too much work for me. That's why I only did that once. And that's the truth. Now, if I put the videos up as channel members only, right, then on a Tuesday, all I've got to do is spend 10 minutes and I just change them all from channel members only to public and schedule them for 13:13, 14:14, 15:15, so on, so that they come out an hour apart. And that's my videos for that day. So I can spend the rest of the day catching up after the weekend, doing the jobs that I need to do, editing the big videos if I've done a load of filming over the weekend, or on the Monday, more likely, all of that sort of thing. So it suits me for them to be daily and then just chuck them all out on a Tuesday. I mean, if enough of you want me to do it differently, I will do, of course. I will always be guided by you. Hello, my dear, says Paul Smortion, and hello to you. Boaty does the full Monty. Not quite. It was only going to be my foot. I mean, I would quite happily strip entirely naked for any of you, but it'd cost you more than a tenner. You'd be looking at, well, 25 quid minimum, I would have thought. Yeah, I agree, Matt. It does become a lot to watch. I agree. But my thinking was this, right? Now, if you're not a channel member, so that all of those videos land in your inbox or whatever on a Tuesday, then just ignore them for a while. But if I'm not putting other videos out, then you're not going to be getting a video on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So why not just watch one a day as if it was the normal daily video? And then it's not a sensory overload. I just like the idea of that continuity, doing it as a daily thing, so that to me it seems like more involving, as if you're actually more involved in my everyday life. Not that you should particularly want to be, but if you did, you can. And I put stuff in those that wouldn't get in there otherwise, and I just think it's fun. I really enjoy doing it. And a lot of the other videos I don't really enjoy doing, because I don't feel comfortable doing them. I love doing the stuff with Mustard. I love doing the lunch bit. I love doing stuff with anybody else, actually. It's when I'm on my own that that I struggle and that I don't feel comfortable. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff alone on radio, but that's different somehow because it's not visual. I've never done visual stuff on my own. And I think that's why I'm uncomfortable. I've done telly, yeah, but never on my own. And I've never done much of a solo piece to camera or anything like that. So it's just me out of my comfort zone. So I don't enjoy that so much. Whereas the daily diaries, I genuinely enjoy doing them. And some of them have been a bit shorter this week. So hopefully, Matt, next Tuesday won't be as bad for you. There've been I think this week there've been like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes. So maybe not so much. What time is early, says Cheeseburg? You mean what time am I being collected tomorrow? Sit down, brace yourselves. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. And I know that might not seem early to you, but you lot probably don't go to bed at 3 o'clock, having done a 16-hour day. 10 o'clock is early because it means getting up at 8 o'clock or 8:30, and that is earlier than... That basically means that I don't get enough sleep. I can't wake up naturally. I've got to use some artificial means to get me to wake up. And I won't have had enough sleep and I'll be all grumpy. Actually, I probably won't be grumpy, or not for too long. Because I'm excited. It's an acquisition adventure, or a potential acquisition adventure. If the car's what it appears to be, it will definitely be an acquisition adventure, because the car looks absolutely fabulous. Really, really fabulous. So, and I'll be spending time with Mustard, so I'll probably be excited. Sounds Vintage says, the light reflected in the door of your fridge creates the illusion that it's daytime at your cottage. Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know why I'm doing that, because I can't see it on my screen here, because there's a time lag. There's a time lag between me doing stuff and you. Oh, I can see it now. Where's that reflecting from? I can't see it when I look at it, but I can see it in the camera. How odd is that? It's definitely not daytime, it's definitely nighttime. It's a brilliant addition to the channel, says Joe. Sorry, darlings, you went off. Let's just leave that for a second and see if we've got a steady connection or not. Bear with. Are we steady now? Oh, looks okay. Where did I get? Oh, I'm so sorry. Where did I get to? Oh, well, it was Matt, wasn't it? Who thinks that membership on YouTube seems expensive compared to streaming services. Is it? I don't know. My channel memberships start at $2.99. What streaming services can you get for $2.99? The only one I have is Amazon Prime, and that's partly for Clarkson's Farm and partly to get the one-day postage on the stuff that I need urgently, and that's about £8 a month, something like that. So it's £3 expensive. Joseph Lloyd is $1.99 for his bottom tier. I mean, if you don't want a channel membership, then, or the perks don't appeal to you, then any amount of money is too much. But if you appreciate the channel and you know that whoever is running the channel is running it at a loss, which I most certainly am, and you get something from it and you want to contribute, then I don't think, well, I personally don't think £3 a month is ridiculous. But, well, let me know what you think. Okay, well, let me ask you a question, guys. If I made channel membership, if I did away with the 3 tiers, right? And if there was just one level of channel membership and I made it 99p a month, how many of you that are not currently members, how many of you would sign up? Genuine question. So there's just one tier of membership, you qualify for every single perk, and it costs you 99p per month. So if you're not currently a channel member, but you would become one if it was just 99p a month, let me know. And if enough of you say, yeah, we would, then I'll do it. Can't say further than that. Like the man who can't pronounce the letters F, T, or better than, well, F or T, really. I always watch a daily diary, says Neil, on my lunch break at work. Always puts me in good spirits. I'm really glad to hear that, mate. That's the kind of stuff I love to hear. Sorry, I'm just half smoking a cigarette outside. Sorry guys, it's difficult to come home and dive straight into a live stream because I've been nicotine deprived all night. And what I really want to do when I get home is smoke my head off, and of course I can't. Now I will admit, and you will know this anyway, that for a period of time I did start having, during the live streams, I had a couple of cheeky cigarettes in the kitchen. And I've had to stop doing that because as a smoker, this probably sounds weird, but I hate the smell of smoke. So yeah, I've had to stop doing that and go back to it, you know, only ever outside, because smoking in the house is horrible, isn't it? Really is. So you're just going to have to bear with me if I nip outside for 10 seconds, basically. But yeah, I'm really glad about that, Neil, and thank you. Cheeseburger says, I agree, Matt. I personally don't tend to watch a video longer than 20 minutes. I don't have the attention span. Yeah, I completely understand that. I'm not sure that I would either, unless it was something really good, like an episode of The Grand Tour or something. I've tried to limit mine to 20 minutes now, whether they're a daily diary or anything else, because a few people have said that. So I started cutting the lunch videos up into 20-minute segments, I don't know if you noticed, to try and keep them bite-sized. Would you like me to continue doing that, everybody? When it comes to like a lunch video that would be an hour long, would you rather have it as a 1 hour long thing, or would you rather have it over a few days in 20-minute segments? I mean, when it comes to the lunch videos, maybe you'd rather not have it at all, but you know what I mean. In principle, would you rather have, I try and keep the videos shorter these days, but when it is a longer one, would you rather have it all in one lump and you just watch bits of it as and when you choose, or would you rather have it cut up into little segments? I need to ask you these things, because at the end of the day, you're the people who are watching the bloody things, or joining the channel, or not joining the channel, or whatever. So I should be talking about this more with you. I shouldn't decide these things, you should. We should be a sounding panel or think tank or whatever you call it. And I should be listening to you and letting you make the decisions. Boaty, says Joe, why don't you do a $1.99 membership level? Maybe make it cheaper for people who can't afford the £4, worth looking into. Yeah, well, that's why I was asking about the 99p. Worth looking into, as maybe more people might be able to subscribe to membership and in the long run might make more money. 10 o'clock, says Cheeseburger. Do you ever get up in the dark? I bloody don't, if I can help it. I did that for too many years. There are a few things in life. Sorry, I just looked ahead. Here we go. There are a few things in life as depressing as getting up in the dark and going home in the dark. And when I worked on the ambulances, I did exactly that over winter, and I found it incredibly depressing. So no, I'm happy to work in the dark. I'm happy to go to sleep in the dark. I get up when it's bloody light. Thank you very much. Have a sleep in the car. Mustard will send you to sleep. I can't sleep in cars. I can't sleep on trains. And most annoyingly, I cannot sleep on aeroplanes. I've told you this before. When I was commuting between the UK and the States, and I used to do it on the red eye on Virgin Atlantic, Chicago O'Hare to Heathrow. Oh God, how I wanted to sleep, and I've never been able to do it. You know, even when I was upgraded, which I frequently was, because it was a very unpopular run, normally empty, and I had plenty of room to relax and luxuriate, and in those days, all the free booze that you could drink, and I could never do it. To me, travelling is exciting, and the last thing that I want to do is sleep, no matter how tired that I am. So, no, I won't be sleeping in the car. And Michael Burrows is here again, and it's lovely to have you, Michael. And he says, hiya, how are you? What kind of socks are you wearing today? And can you show your socks, please? Well, of course I can, Michael. You have been kind enough to grace this live stream with your presence. And of course, I will very happily show you my socks. And I was hoping you'd come back. So today, I am wearing a cheeky little below the ankle number. Look at that. There you go. Ankle socks in a rather fetching shade of grey. And I hope you all enjoyed that. It's been warmer today, and the weather was more suited to a summer sock rather than the winter sock that I was sporting last night. I'm wearing Minion socks, Mikey says Cheeseburger. Shame you can't see them. Matt says, yeah, but look at the difference in the amount of content on Amazon compared to your channel. I'd need to subscribe to about 10 channels to get the same amount of content options. Matt, it's not about the... I don't think you get it, mate, do you? It's not about the value for money. It's about you... well, not you. It's about... clearly not you. It's about other people supporting somebody who puts up a channel. Because very few people make a living from doing this. And anybody who's at the sort of level that I am and that Mustard is at, it's costing us money to do it. And the channel membership thing is a way of people just supporting us, showing a bit of appreciation. It's not about getting value for money. It's not about comparing me or any other YouTube channel to Amazon, right? Of course I can't compete with Amazon. Of course I can't. I'm just a fat old bloke who does some YouTube stuff and is living in poverty because of doing it. And I don't get you, Matt, to be honest, right? Because you say that my channel memberships are really poor value compared to Amazon and said that $2.99 is too expensive. And yet you're happy to buy scratch cards or a bottle of wine or put petrol in to come and spend time with me and stuff. I don't get it. What's the difference? Surely they're all just ways of showing appreciation and friendship and support, aren't they? So why pick on one and say, well, that's not a value for money thing? I don't get it. I don't get it, to be honest. It's not about, I mean, a subscription is just a way of regularly throwing a few quid at a channel that you enjoy watching to support them in what they do. And that's all it is. And if you don't want to, don't. If you can't afford to, don't. But don't knock it as a concept. Because that just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, maybe I'm talking nonsense. What do you lot think? Joe says, but personally, $2.99 is pretty good value to support a channel and friend who doesn't earn anything for all his time producing content for all his subscribers. Well, yeah, it's kind of the point. Juju's here. Joe says, I think $1.99 should be the cheapest level, as YouTube will take their percentage. True. Neil says, the value of your YouTube is worth the $3.99. Lives most weekdays, daily diaries, etc. If you work it out at an hourly rate, it would be very low indeed. It would. To be happy, I'm happy on the $2.99 a month, says Joe. And I think Mustard's is slightly more. I'm not anti-membership at all, says Cheeseburger, who isn't a member. But I subscribe to over 1,000 channels, all asking for support or Patreon. Right. Ben's here. Hello, Ben. Matt says, Cheeseburger, I've got some that I watch that can't get monetized because of the content relating to cannabis, even though it's medical content. Okay. Sounds vintage says, it's a very reasonable price to show your appreciation for an individual content maker, but add up all your favourite YouTubers and podcasts and the costs add up. Yeah, I do take that point. Well, what about this? If you've got 12 favourite YouTube channels, then take out a channel membership for 1 month over a year with each of them. Do it that way. Or not. I'm not going to hit you over the head with a begging bowl, my darlings. I mean, I'm incredibly grateful for those of you that do support me. And let me just say this, the channel memberships and the super chats and whatnot, I can't tell you how much of a massive difference they make. Now, it's not a huge amount of money. If you watch the Monday's lunch video, which you can't yet because I haven't put it up, but if you watch it when I do put it up, then Mustard and I tell you exactly how much we made last month off YouTube. And save you watching it, I'll tell you now. Last month I made 73 quid off YouTube. Now, clearly that's not a massive amount of money. Clearly it doesn't even begin to cover what I spend on doing this in terms of money, let alone in terms of time. But it comes at a time, we get paid from Google, it's Google, not YouTube. We get paid on the 23rd or the 24th of the month, and that's a really useful time for me because coming towards the end of the month, it's that really skint period, yeah? And the last phone contracts that I took out, the time changed. Before I had the contracts timed, so they came in after payday. Now they come out at the end of the month when I'm at my absolute skintest, like on the 26th or something, they come out, and the YouTube money covers those, which otherwise I would really struggle to cover. And obviously those are things that I use for the filming. So you guys who are channel members, or the guys like Mike who quite regularly send me a super chat, that's the difference that you're making. You're paying my phone and iPad contracts because and they come at a time in the month where otherwise I would really struggle to pay them. I mean, I don't know what financial situation you guys are in, but I've always been open and honest with you, and I live totally day to day. And if I have even a relatively small bill come in, it'll totally throw me off kilter. I really do live on the edge, and even a relatively small amount like those channel memberships and whatnot added up to that 73 quid, they make a genuine difference, a real difference to me. Now, if I spent all of this time working on flogging stuff on eBay, I'd make a lot more money. If I spent all of this time, I don't know, doing any other sort of job out there in the real world, I'd make a lot more money. But I do this because I enjoy it, and because you guys have made a massive difference to my life, and I really appreciate it when some of you chuck that bit back. And the only reason I'm telling you all of that is just so you know that when you're living like I do and like Mustard does, what you guys do just makes a huge difference, and I really am grateful for it. But I'm not going to, like I say, I'm not going to knock you over the head with my begging bowl and demand money. If you don't want to become a channel member, don't. If you can't afford to, don't. It's grand. Makes no difference. And you might be as poor as me for all I know, and then I wouldn't blame you in the least. Anyway, that's enough of that. The membership thing is just an added bonus on top to support the channel, says Joe. It's not a thing you have to be part of, so I don't see the fuss. You don't miss out on any content. No, indeed. Does anyone pay for a TV license? Asked Cheeseburger. That income is on the slide. Well, yeah, indeed. Ben says, bloody pornographer, put those titillating besocked ankles away. Merch can be a good option, says Juju, because both sides get something. Now, I agree with that, and that is something that I will do, and I will tell you the reason I haven't done it up to now. Bear with me. Oh, right, I set up a couple of YouTube affiliation shops, right? Where Nice and easy for the YouTuber. You design the merch, and then all you do is you put it in the shop. The punter, you, buys the merch. They make it. They send it to the punter. They get the money, and then they send you a little bit of commission on the money. 2 reasons I haven't done this, right? One is the amount of money that we get from the merch is tiny. So unless you're doing massive numbers like Hubner, then it's not worth the effort. 2, the amount that they charge is horrendous, right? And I'm not comfortable with that. I don't want any of you lot to have to pay 25 quid for a t-shirt or whatever that's probably worth 4 quid. And I'm not going to ask you to do that. And I just really don't feel comfortable with it. I agree that merch is a good thing, but I'm not willing to do that when it means ripping you off. You see, now we're talking about value for money and things like that, or Matt was. Well, to me, that is beyond the pale, right? I don't mind offering you a channel membership, and if you are kind enough to pay £2.99 per month to be a member of the channel, to get your name shouted out here and there, to get access to the videos, whatnot, and to get cake and Momo and all of that stuff, I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable with that. It's 3 quid. But to get you guys paying 25 quid for a t-shirt, I'm not okay with that. I'm just not okay with that. To me, that would be the rip-off. Maybe I'm not thinking about it straight, but to me, that would be the rip-off. Not asking for $2.99 for channel membership. So I haven't done it. And I'll give you a heads up, I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is cut out the middleman. So instead of using Spring or any of these dropshipper fulfillment stores, what I'm going to do is sort out a nice Chinese company where all of this stuff comes from anyway, let's face it, and I will deal with them direct. I will put in a bulk order for some merch. I'll get it for next to nothing. I'll put a small margin on it, a small margin, and I will sell it on my website to you. So instead of paying 25 quid for a t-shirt, you'll be paying a fraction of that. And YouTube won't be getting any of it. You won't have to pay any more than you absolutely... And that's a better way of doing it, isn't it? So that's my plan with the merch. So yeah, merch is a good way, but you might think if you buy a Hugnut t-shirt or a Furious or whatever, if you buy any merch from a fulfillment store, you might think, wow, I'm paying 25 quid for a t-shirt. I'm really supporting that YouTuber. You're probably not. They're probably getting 2 quid out of it. Out of a 25 quid t-shirt, that's probably got 20 quid profit in it, if not more. But they're only seeing a tiny bit of it. And you're getting ripped off and paying through the nose. I'm not going to do that. No. No. I'll find a Chinese company, I'll get them made, I'll get them shipped, and I will just put little margin on them, and I'll flog them to you with pleasure from my website, so that I'm not paying commission to anybody else, you're not paying commission to anybody else, and you can get the merch at the cheapest possible price, and I don't have to lose any sleep over ripping you off. That's why there's no merch in my shop. I couldn't do it. I looked at the prices, and okay, I put a couple of things in just to test out how it worked, and I thought, I can't charge this. This is outrageous. I know a lot of you guys are on low incomes. You know, just like me. You live day to day just like me. You struggle just like me. I can't ask you to pay 25 quid for a fucking t-shirt when you can go to Primark and get one for 3 quid. It's not worth an extra 22 quid to have a catchphrase of mine or a picture of me and mustard on it. Absolutely not. Ha! There. Ben says, for your information, Monsieur Tweed Jacketed Lloyd revealed his new Volvo 460 stroke Sir Richard Morris replacement in his very vague vlog 103 today. Right. Okay. Right. Very vague vlog 103. I think I saw that a while ago, and Joseph has a big delay with with his very vague vlogs. So I think Ben, it is Ben, isn't it? Yeah, it's Ben. I think Ben, you're probably a bit behind on that. I think that was that. If you're a channel member, I think you saw that quite a few weeks ago. If you're a channel member of Lloyd's, of Joseph's, sorry, Mr. Lloyd. If you're a channel member of Joseph's, which I am, you will have seen, well, you'll have seen all the very vague vlogs up to date, including the one which is just me. Joseph's very vague vlog, I think it's 106. It's just me. Oh, okay, he did about 15 seconds to camera after it, but the majority of the video, just me. And it's the video that Joseph did when I went down to pick the card up. But in order to see that, you need to be a channel member of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting on the second or third tier. If you're on the $1.99 tier, you won't see it. You need to be on the $3.99 or $17.99 tier. Bloody hell, you think I'm a rip-off? $17.99. Now then. So yeah, if you do happen to be a second or third tier member of Joseph's, then you will have seen my video, the very vague vlog that is just a video of me. And I thought, let me know what you think. I thought I did pretty well considering it caught me completely by surprise and completely on the hop. I was actually quite pleased with it. I was dreading seeing it, and I was actually quite pleased with it. Yeah, and the rest of you that aren't channel members of Joseph's, you'll see it in about a month's time, I think. Unless I pirate download it and put it in the Facebook group or something. I can't do that. Well, I could, but I shouldn't. Because, says Matt, a bottle of wine is a thank you. A few lottery tickets were for fun and to help introduce myself to the community a bit. Yeah, but again, I don't see the difference. What's the difference between buying me a bottle of wine and taking out a $2.99 channel membership? The wine is actually more expensive. Plus you had to drive to deliver it to me and whatnot. So why would you object to people, instead of buying a bottle of wine and then driving to deliver it, what's wrong with them just paying $2.99 and being a channel member for a month? I don't get it. I can't see your logic there, Matt. I'm not trying to be argumentative, I'm really not. I just don't see your logic. I don't get the negative against the membership, says Joe. It's not like you have to be a member to watch all the content. Again, Matt, you don't get this, do you? Matt says, I hadn't said it's not good value for money, well you did, or worth doing to help someone out. I merely said it's an expensive way to go about watching YouTube. I'll try and explain this to you again, Matt. You don't need to pay anything to watch YouTube. So it's not an expensive way to watch YouTube. Watching YouTube and watching all of my content and anybody else's content is free, right? What the channel membership is a way to support me if you would like to. And if you don't want to, fine. But don't knock it as a concept, because other people are very happy to. You don't want to, you don't have to justify that. Just don't do it. I'm not going to come chasing after you and saying, why are you not a channel member? So I don't know why you keep banging on about this, Matt. I really don't. You don't want to do it. You don't do it. That's fine. And as you point out, you've done many other wonderful things that show that you appreciate me. You've brought me wine. You've brought me lovely, thoughtful gifts. You gave me a lift to go and get Fanny, and you wouldn't take any petrol money for it. So I know that you appreciate me. You've given me a hell of a lot of support. You are indeed my unpaid intern. So I wouldn't expect you to be a channel member. You've just chosen to show it in other ways. And that's lovely. I mean, you've gone over and above, and I'm really, really grateful. And, you know, we've filmed together, Right, okay, I will do. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a live at the moment. So yeah, I really, really appreciate all of that. And you don't want to go to the channel membership route. Fine, I get it. But you don't need to just knock it as a thing, because other people, they might not be as geographically close to me as you are. They might not be able to grab lottery tickets or grab a bottle of wine or give me a lift when I need a lift, which you did so very kindly. And for them, if they're the other side of the world in Australia and they would like to show their appreciation in the same way that you did, they might just want to buy a £2.99 channel membership. And why shouldn't they? So it's not for you, but don't knock it for other people. Just you do it in other ways. That's fine. Dear me. I hope you declare the £73 on your tax return, says Cheeseburger. Well, I'll be honest with you, Cheeseburger. I do, but I don't need to. Because that £73, which I might add, I have to pay US federal tax on. I do fully declare it, but as a point of interest, as I'm sure Cheeseburger knows perfectly well, if it's your sole self-employment, then until you hit a level of £1,000, £1,000 profit per year, or is it £1,000 turnover? I can't remember. You don't actually have to declare it by law anyway. So, you know. And 73 quid isn't £1,000 a year. But I do, because I'm weird, I do actually declare it. 73 quid, says Joe, that's ridiculous. That was a good month. My first month on YouTube, I think I made £26. You don't earn big money, guys. If you get massive, you do, but, and your ad revenue is minimal. Unless you're a massive channel, then the only money, meaningful money, that you get coming in, I'll show you the figures if you're interested. I think that this is off the top of my head, I may be wrong. I think my ad revenue last month was about 20 quid. Which I wouldn't even get anyway, because you have to get 60 quid a month in order to withdraw it, otherwise it rolls over to the next month. So I think my ad revenue was about 20 quid, and the rest of it is what's called fan funding. So that's all of you lovely people who are channel members, who send me a super chat, or who send a super thanks, right? So that's the difference that you guys make. Without, you might think 73 quid is ridiculous, but without you guys, it would have been 20 quid. And that's a lot of work for 20 quid. Although, I suppose you would argue that, I'm doing it as a hobby, which I certainly am. I'm doing it for my own enjoyment, which I certainly am. I'm doing it because it enriches my life, which you lot certainly do. You've made all of the difference in my life. And we're talking a hell of a lot about this, aren't we? And it's not a very cheery subject, is it? we should be talking about something else. And it's almost time for me to go. Actually, it is time for me to go. Let's whiz through these comments and let's all go to bed together. And remember the rules. Nobody is allowed to be naked. Nobody is allowed to hug the covers. Last one in, put the light out. It's useful for Boaty to get both sides of feedback, a bit like market research. Indeed. Live title. Oh, I forgot about that. Money for nothing and your clicks for free. That'll do. I like that one. Matt is telling us how poor he is. But again, Matt saying, I can only afford one car. I'd say I'm poorer. And then he said, I'm not going to go down the immature route and keep arguing. I should just bid you a good night. Anybody else not get it? He's so poor that he can't buy a £2.99 channel membership. Fine, not a problem. Totally accept that. But he'll buy me a bottle of wine. And he can't seem to understand that other people might not want to buy me a bottle of wine. They might want to show their appreciation by becoming a channel member. And he seems to be very upset by this. And I don't understand why he'd be upset by it. So, I don't know. I hate falling out with people or being combative. And I don't see the need for it, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't appreciate being put in a spot where I feel I have to justify offering channel memberships. And it's not like I've gone down the route of saying, right, if you don't pay me, you can't see this, that or the other. I don't know. Maybe I'm being overly sensitive. It's not about who's poor or rich. It's just about supporting a creator and a friend who creates content for us all for free and spends all his time for 70 quid a month. Yeah. And like I said, that was a good month. YouTube merch looks very expensive. It is cheeseburger. Membership is better value. I agree. We need to make something clear, says Cheeseburger. Boaty has never delivered on cake. You've never turned up, Cheeseburger. So, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Turn up to Windy Bum, or turn up to a meet, or invite me round to yours. There will be cake. Hang on, you're not even a bloody channel member, you chiselling swine. You can't demand cake when you're not a channel member. That's a channel member perk. Bloody hellfire. All right, you weren't a channel member for a month. I'll admit that. You weren't a channel member for a month and you didn't get any cake. But, you know, meet me halfway, make the effort. What do you want me to do, post it to you? Oh, bloody hell, I'm being pinged left, right and centre. I've got to reply to somebody, apparently. Oh, excuse me. Cheeseburger, I'm not reading that out. But no, you don't. Did you get your membership then yet? Thank you. Joe, very kindly, I'd not seen my video on Joseph's channel. And Joe really kindly last night sent me £1.99, bless him, by PayPal, so that I could become a channel member of Joseph on him and see my video, or see the video that was with me on it. The only downside with that, Joe, was that when I looked into the channel membership, you've got to be a second tier member to see the very vague vlogs, and that's $3.99. So you paid for half of it. I paid for the other half, but it was a lovely thought. I mean, typically, you're really kind and generous, and I'm really grateful. Oh my God. Oh, hang on, tomorrow's really kicking off. I do need to get off and sort this out. Right, oh bloody hell. Okay, that's doable. The person who's buying the Codfather is asking if we could go down in the... No, we can't. That's not possible. We can't take the Codfather down to Coventry because then one of us wouldn't have a car to get back. Oh, I need to get my thinking head around that. Yeah, I give up as well, Joe. Stream title suggestion, Capital Cash Flow wows at lower bottom. Live title, Boaty crosses the channel. I wish I did live closer to you and Mustard, says Neil, because I would help out with you both on every occasion I could. And I honestly mean that. Neil, having met you and spent time with you, I genuinely know you mean that. And I really do appreciate it. And I will reissue my invitation to you and Sophie to come up here to Windy Bum, have a day or a weekend, whatever you fancy, in the Peak District. And I would love to cook you lunch and let you drive a couple of the cars, well, drive any of the cars that you want to, show you some local beauty spots. I mean, you're not local, but in terms of a day out, you're not a million miles away, are you? Down there in Wolverhampton, you know, you're within distance, really, for a special day out, and I'd love to have you here, quite honestly. It makes me sad to see all the effort you put into the channel and get fuck all back for the content and your time. You've kind of got a point, Joe, but I get you guys, and that's the most valuable thing. And I wouldn't swap you lot for all of the money in the world. When I say that you've been a life changer, that's not me being fatuous or silly. You genuinely have. Oh God, it's too late to get into an emotional thing, but oh, we'll do this another night. But you've made a real difference, trust me, each and every one of you. Ben says the few YouTube memberships I have, I felt compelled to do very much for me, how the individuals affect you personally, and a bit of appreciation. Stephen S. Paul, hello to you, says Harry from Harry's Garage makes around 17k to 20k per video. Well, he makes about $10 to, he makes about 10 to 12k per video a month. Yeah, but he's a little bit more successful than me. Oh God, this is a fair point. Neil says, I didn't get cake when I met you, or momos, and I bought your bloody lunch. All I got was a picture of your little tinkle thrown in my face. Yeah, all of that is undeniably true, actually. But, oh, come here next time, you and Soph, and you will have momos and cake, I promise. Pinky swear. Okay, it's true. I feel dreadful now. It's totally true. I agree with this, Cheeseburger. The shame is that people like Matt can't receive free membership because he contributes more than monthly memberships. He does, but that's down to YouTube rules. And I totally agree with that. I would dearly love to give Matt channel membership. But you can't do it. You just can't do it. If I could make him a member, God knows I would. Actually, I could just send him the money, couldn't I? Maybe that's what I'll do, and then he'll stop moaning. Yeah, I'll send him the money to become a channel, and he can then become a channel member on me. Because as Cheeseburger points out, he's more than paid for it in other ways, and I don't know why he's so upset or annoyed or obsessed by it. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because he's done so much and he misses out on the channel membership perks, which he says he wouldn't want anyway, but maybe he would. That's what I'll do. That's the answer to that. I'll ping him the money and then he can just... Was that a pinky swear or a tinkle swear? Pinky swear. Live title, Boaty can't please all. Oh, Neil, yeah, do sort it out. Do come up. I mean, you could have a lovely time, you and your good lady. It's a nice part of the world. And, you know, spend 2 hours of your time, or more, if you choose, with me. Come for lunch. Momos, cake, and take the cars out for a spin. Or we'll all go out for a drive together in something. Or if you want, Neil, we could go out and do a Land Rover lunch, and I will cook you momos outdoors. We'll all go out in the Land Rover. We'll set up at what's it called? Thingamy, where me and Matt and Simon went, Longston Edge. And we could do a lunch there and do another video together. That would be fun. Yeah, good point, Joe. Right, I need to go, darlings, because it's all kicking off about tomorrow. I need to get involved with that. You guys need to get to bed. I haven't had time to... Oh, Simon wasn't here, so I won't do the folder news. It's just that the folder for Dick-a-Dum-Dum came today, and it is fantastic. But we'll do that tomorrow, when maybe Simon will be here. Because folder news really annoys him, and he can give me shit about it and take the piss. And I know he enjoys that. So let's all go to bed, darlings. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if the channel membership stroke money thing has kind of overwhelmed this live stream. I didn't intend it to be about that at all. I wanted to tell you all about tomorrow and how excited I was about things that were going, and I wanted to share some stuff that Mustard and I have been planning that will affect you lot, because it's about content and what we're planning to do together, and I wanted to share all of that. And I've ended up spending 3/4 of an hour talking about $2.99 channel memberships that nobody actually has to take on anyway. But hey ho. There we are. That's what it is. There's always tomorrow, darlings. There's always tomorrow. So, I'm going to play you out with some nice farts. Bear with. Oh, God, I've got to find them now. Ah, there we are. I definitely agree with that. Let's talk about something more cheery than tomorrow. It's a bit silly when a whole live stream gets taken over with a subject as needless and pointless as this. I won't let it happen again, and I apologise for tonight. Tomorrow will be Mad Thursday, and it will be a lot more cheery. I absolutely guarantee it. So, yeah, good night to you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. Again, apologies that it's been a bit dire tonight. I haven't enjoyed it either, if that's any consolation. But never mind. At least you guys can get drunk or go to bed. I've got to edit a bloody video. And I've got to sort out what's happening tomorrow now, because it sounds like right bloody chaos. I'll let you all know what's happening tomorrow, darlings. You have a safe and peaceful night. Take great care of yourselves. Have the best day you can tomorrow. Much love to you all, and bye-bye.